We are buckling up. Blade and bow. This bourbon bottle is so pretty. It's so pretty. You'll notice there's a key on the bottle. The keys represent the 5 keys that used to hang on the door of the Stitzelweller distillery. This way. Come on. Get off of there. Come on. How in the heck? Who are you? Oh. Maybe just. There we are. Toby. Blade and bow. America. Nice. America. Toby. There's a spider in my light. Spider in my light. Okay, glass 2 sucks. Is the bourbon good? Yeah, it's actually really good. Don't even hit subscribe. Don't even hit the thumbs up. Forget about all that. Don't even leave a comment. I'm not even worried about it. Just do me one favor. Don't buy this.
And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it.
And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma.
Get out of there. Get out of there. Hey, everybody. Sorry about that. I had a technological breakthrough. And by that, I mean I'd learned some technology real quick. Unsupported file. Unsupported file, they said. They said it was unsupported, and I said, well, I need you to start supporting that for me. How is everybody doing tonight? Sorry, 5 minutes late? Dang. It's rude of me. Very rude of me. Apologies. How in the heck is everybody doing? What's going on? Wow, 140 people in here already. Super cool. Love you guys and gals so much. Wow, people chatting it up a bunch. Corey Bush was here. My mom. Hey, Mom, how you doing? Jory Knowlton, Wendy Miller. What's happening? IC86. Well, IC87. So how about that? Boom in your face, roasted. Whiskey Central. Sup, Shayla. Brew Baker Maker. Ernie's in the house. You should hear my falsetto. Bob Belkovac. Chris Miller. 5 fingers. I have 10. Suck on that. DC, my main man. Duke McHale. What's happening? Christine Vasco. How are you, Christine? Mr. Gary Franchi's here. Dana Blanco. Be wary of being poked in the oak tonight. All right, I'll be wary of it. You never know. You never know. Man, my screen this is 2 weeks in a row where my screen gets all glitchy. What I'm looking at. I can't look at it. Cover it up. Cover this side. Nope. Can still see it. WJK, what's going on? How the heck are you? Steve is here with an F. Steve. Chicharlino. Lawrence Beamer. What the heck is happening? Garrett. Man, oh man, a bunch of people. Thrasher's here. I see Lucas is here. Bruzel, my main man. Bruzel. Jeez, blowing up on the YouTube like crazy. Like 22K, Mr. Bruzel. Insanity. Insane. Lawrence. I think I already said Lawrence. It's twice. Mike B. In the weekly top 40. Hank Williams is in here. What the heck's going on? Do you have a doctor in the house? AC Jones, what the heck's going on? Bubble Bath Bourbon. And if I missed you, I'm sorry. We'll catch up through the chat. 167 people in here. And I just want to say I love you. I love you so much. It's Friday night. You could be doing anything. You could be at a nice steak dinner or a nice seafood dinner, or you could be having dessert at a glorious 5-star Dairy Queen in your neighborhood, but you're not, unless you're on your phone, and you are, and you're just joining me at the same time. Appreciate it. I'm going to start the night with my new favorite beverage, Do Me. Mountain Dew mystery flavor. No big deal. Should have done this at first. Didn't do it today in my video, and I think that was probably a poor idea. That was a pretty sweet, good pour. Should have poured it warm and into a Glen, because I didn't. I smelled it out of a can, and that was probably a mistake. So, given the old Mountain Dew mystery, the voodoo, a little bit of an SJ, give a little bit of a spooky SJ. You know what I mean? Getting this voodoo a little bit dizzy, and going for a nose on the old voodoo. Oh man, you know what? Somebody mentioned in the comments of my video today that it's probably the white part of the bomb pop, the red, white, and blue bomb pop. And now I can't get that out of my head. That's definitely what that is. And it makes sense because of the color. Mountain Dew out of a Glen warm is actually pretty damn good. Sorry. That's nice. That's good. Little Mountain Dew Zero never hurt anybody. Unless, of course, it has. But, yeah, good stuff. By the way, turns out when you're a whiskey channel and you make videos that aren't about whiskey, guess who watches them? Nobody. So that happened. I need to learn I'll learn my lesson one of these days. Not to do that. Or maybe I'll just start a second channel where I just do other stuff like skydive. Nah, probably not skydive. Nick, wow, that's a name. Who puts an H and an L together to start a name? Wow, incredible combo, Nick. Can't even. Nick, I could be at a strip club, but I'm not. That's true. I could be too, but I couldn't. I'm changing oil in my lawn tractor. Well, either way, you might get a little bit of lube on you. You know what I mean? A little bit of oil. Probably not quite as good smelling, but still. Nick. Sorry. It's a fun name to say. Scotty Mac, it's sour cream and onion, dude. No, that'd be bad. That would be bad. Lukens is here for the SJ. Lukens, if I didn't tell you this last week, I got to tell you this week. I'm super sorry. You bought me 2 things and I did not consume either of them, and I feel pretty bad. It might have to start a trend. You bought me a birthday cake. It wasn't my birthday, and you had them sing to me, but you did buy me a birthday cake and I think an old-fashioned made with 15-year Pingree, and I didn't consume either of those, and I'm super sorry. I double dare you to try to buy me something else, because guess what? We already started something here, and sorry, if it's from Lukens, it's not for me. Just kidding. Love you, dude. David Cooper bought some Mountain Dew Voodoo because of your video today. Someone tell Pepsi, get this man a sponsor. Just kidding. But seriously, that'd be nice. It has no color. Son of three bitches. Yeah, well, it kind of has. It's just a foggy. It's a foggy off-white. See, Merritt is here. Dan Wilkinson, I'm getting some raspberry? No. Come on. Some of us weren't blessed with the talent. I can see that. Dramhound is here. What's going on, Dramhound? Friggin' Dram. Mountain Dew and Elmer Tea. We could do that later. Do a little Bruzel mix up. Mike B now suggest a mixer for it. Yeah. We'll mix it with some stuff later. Figure it out. Yeah, that video did. Yeah, no, like the diehards watch it, right? The diehards, the people who just can't, get off of YouTube. They're like, I guess I'll watch Matt try to drink Mountain Dew. But it has it's performing at about 50% less views than my worst video out of the last 10 videos. So bad, real bad. But you know what? It was fun to make. Oh, army man. Friggin', that's, well, yeah, you know what? I guess if you pushed me out of something, I'd be forced to pull a shoot, right? Oh, thanks, Chris. YouTube asked me to rate your Dew video. Gave it 5 stars. That's amazing. No more fish. I mean, I can do some fishing videos. You know what? Maybe I'll just start a channel where I do a bunch of stuff that nobody watches. Because they say it needs to be niched down into a category that people will watch and follow. I don't know about all that. I don't know. There's plenty of channels out there that don't do that. And they all fail, I'm sure. I don't know. Hector Torres is here. Damon, look. What's happening, Damon? You're looking slimmer than ever, man. Congrats. Not than ever, but I appreciate it. That's a very nice compliment. I'm down some LBs for sure and working my way down to, I don't know. I can't remember what comedian said it, but he said there's nothing funny about a physically fit male. So whenever I get to the point of I can't be funny anymore, you guys don't find me amusing, let me know so I can stop. But still have a long ways before the doctor says my weight right now isn't funny. So Bruce says mix them all. That's right. Looking good, poor looking. Well, I don't even have to see Dan to know he's looking good. Lucas Openier could do a little anything except I'm in bed with stupid. Ugh, son of a bee sting. That's no fun. Get some rest. Don't overdo it. And feel better, man. Doing 291. I might be able to do that later. I got some 291 over there. That would be a funky mix-up, huh? A little bit of a funky mix-up. A Matt vlog channel. It would be a lot of you watching me do dishes and drive kids back and forth from school. A video on hugs, that's funny. Oh boy. Hey, Bourbon Kingdom is here. What's happening, man? Appreciate you being here. Frank C. Whiskey by the Stream. By ADHD, blah, blah, blah. I can't even talk. Is that really him? The real, where'd it go? Well, never mind. I thought I saw Alec, but then my chat jumped. It must have been Alec. Denny, happy anniversary. Happy anniversary, Denny. Kathy Graves says, you are funny. I don't think so, but people say that. I mean, I don't know. I get told that people giggle from time to time. So I guess I'll have to go the other way. Joseph Stratz, Will Ferrell gained weight for comedic reasons. I could see that. To be totally fair, I mean, what's the fat guy's name that's not fat anymore? Jonah Hill, not as funny anymore. To be honest, right? Seth Rogen used to be pretty chubby, lost weight, not quite as funny anymore. It's just the way it works, Obese and everybody loves you. I don't know. Alec, the best way to end the week with a little AB cigar. That's the way I'm going to end this week. After the stream tonight, I'm going to go outside and I'm going to light up one of my favorites. That's right. Tonight I'm going to light up a Kintsugi. I think so. Pretty sure. Oh, Ron, you're the best. Ron Miles is great. There was Ron Miles, he shared a reel or something on Instagram with his wife doing an SJ, and I laughed so hard. It was good. Good times. hopefully the release went well today at Bardstown Brewing Company. If I could talk for the Chateau de la Bout #2. If anyone in chat has tried it, let me know. I'm going to hopefully get a bottle next week, at the end of next week, maybe, or the week after. I don't know. Working some stuff out. But if anyone in chat has tried it, let me know. Thrasher, Mr. Thrasher. Hey, Maddie, how many people do you know who got a bottle of the Scooby-Doo Part 2? I literally didn't even read that and just said that. I don't know. I know Cam got one. Cam was there this morning. Thank you for the super chat, dude. But hopefully, ADHD OnlyFans, Bob Belkovac, settle down. Settle down. The hug. I don't know how many people watch a hug video, Tommy. I just don't know. Let's see here. Still chuckle at the Cam and JJ Reddick comparison. It's pretty true. I mean, they do sound and look a lot alike. Do I still have that somewhere? I don't think I do. Yeah, I do. Well, here's one of them.
Why is this so fucking hard? It's not even a big deal.
That's JJ Reddick's voice in Cam's face. I love it. Speaking of, never mind. We'll get into something else later. The end of last week's stream. Probably shouldn't talk about it. And my bad. So I need to learn to read in my head before I read out loud. That's what I learned last week. Tonight, we are going to do, we're going to friggin' start reviewing some whiskeys with the new Pour Score rating system. Thank you, Dramhound, for the Pour Score idea. Somebody asked why Pour, P-O-R. Well, that's how my first name, the first letters of my last name begin P-O-R, Pour Score. And it makes sense because my last name plus it's a pour and it's a score. So perfect. We'll get into that in just a minute. Bourbon Kingdom got one. Nice. Hopefully everybody who wants one can get one because apparently it's being distributed everywhere. So that should be a good thing. Should not talk about it. Probably not. I just read, I can't, you know what? I'm sorry. But at the same time, I'd been drinking. Thanks, Dan. That was hard. I didn't do it, though. Cone of Silence, Matt. It has been rated top secret. No more leaks. Alrighty. That's for show. 25,000 bottles. I just want a couple. That's all. That's all I want is a couple. We'll start with one. Bourbon Kingdom, have you tried it? Did I miss that? What do you think? Is it good? Huh? Honesty is the best policy. Kevin. I was a total dick to Kevin the other day. Saw Kevin in the grocery store, and I was on hold with fraud detection department with my earpiece in the grocery store for 20 minutes. Kevin approaches me and goes, "Hey, Matt." And then on the other line, they were like, "Hey, Matt." And I was like, oh boy. So I told Kevin to go F himself, basically. My bad, Kevin. I feel terrible about it. I felt bad. I still feel bad. That's right. Drown the Pour Score. The Pour Score. This is what it looks like. This is the technology thing I had a problem with earlier. It was an overlay, and I kept trying to send it to myself, and it said, file not supported. Oh, yeah, by the way, we didn't even do this. Where'd it go? Is my volume still at the same level from last week? Probably not. It was at 24. I don't know. We'll see. A little bit of background jamming. What's up, Joe Graves? How the heck are you? Would you rather fight one bear-sized duck or two duck-sized bears? Probably a bear-sized duck. Wait. Bear-sized duck. That's a big duck. Or two duck-sized bears. bear-sized duck, big long neck, easy to strangle. I'd strangle it for sure. And then I would put it on my wall or like make a rug out of it. Imagine that. People would be like, that's a big ass duck. And I'd be like, I choked it out myself. With no help. Duck-sized bear. Yeah. Duck-sized bears? No. Mm-mm. Sharp nails. And like, yeah, you know. What kind of bear are we talking about? Come on, look at me. Look at me. By the way, if I'm going to lose to something, if someone's like, this is how Matt died, would you want them to be like, oh, he died because of 2 duck-sized bears or 1 bear-sized duck? Just saying. If we're going to play the game, I want to go out like impressively. Like, wow, he really put up a fight for a couple seconds. Grizzly bear. What bear is best? Dwight. All right. Let's start. This is where I want to start this new review system. I want to start it with a baseline pour. A baseline pour for the new review system. Elijah Craig, small batch. America. So, the new review system is going to be, this is a total work in progress, by the way. If this doesn't work correctly, or if like the scores don't seem to make sense, or this is just spitballing. We're just gonna get something started. Drunk Wrench sent me. Oh, false. Black Bears. Bears beats Battlestar Galactica. I was gonna make a bourbon shirt that was like similar to that, but never did. Oh, I wouldn't. A Chicago Bear? Some of them are pretty big. Like a Brian Urlacher. That's where my NFL knowledge is at. Where was it? Oh, yeah. My brain's all over the place. My bad. What's new? Where did it go? Where's my unsupported file? It finally supported it, and that was good. Let's see. That's not it. Where did it go? There it is. Oh, that's not it. There it is. There's a whiskey score and then a bottle score. Add them together and you get the pour score. Each category worth 10 points. This is based off of the Doug DeMuro. I thought it was DeMuro. It might be DeMuro. The Doug score for rating cars. So this is going to be, this whiskey will be a straight whiskey under 100 proof. That's the way it's going to be. And I have my little spreadsheet open that I'll share with you in a minute. I could have made that smaller, but I didn't. So nose, palate, viscosity, complexity, and finish. Each worth 10 points. And then we get into the bottle score. And we'll go from there. So first of all, we'll start with the whiskey score. We will start with the whiskey score first. So, how is the flavor profile? Is it something I enjoy? Is it something I like? People, this is going to differ from person to person, but this is just me. So I give it a score of 10. This is why I'm doing the Elijah Craig first. I need a baseline. I need a bit of a baseline. I just adopted your old scoring method. Cheech, well, I can't do the same thing for more than like 10 seconds. I get bored. I get really bored. Hey, Livewire Whiskey is here. Leonard Skinnard stayed up for the live stream. Thanks, Leonard Skinnard. Ooh. Little nutty. It's not jumping out of the glass, this nose. Little ethanol-y. There's a little bit of, I tasted this the other day, and there is a bit of a musk, one of those two on here. A little bit of a little bit of a funk, a little bit of like a musty or musky funk or funk. Not a bad nose, but not a great nose. This nose is a great baseline nose, and I'm happy that I chose this for the baseline nose. I would say it's a solid 5, right? Now because what would be? Oh yeah, there's definitely worse noses for sure. Then they get bad. Then there are definitely better noses. Yeah, this is a 5. This nose is a 5. And I'm glad that we did this first 5 for the nose. Now we need to go to flavor, viscosity, complexity, and finish. My videos are going to change a little bit because I'm going to have to start figuring out how to do this in a video, and it's going to be difficult. Poor score. Pretty light on the palate, actually. I was expecting more of a burst of flavor. Pretty light on the palate. There is some sweetness, some oak, little nuttiness. I do like this flavor profile quite a bit. It is bordering on like the Heaven Hill too nutty side, but also teeter-tottering on the acceptable Heaven Hill side. It's acceptable. It's not something that I'm like, it's too nutty for my taste. But it is kind of like on that border, on the porter border, you could call it, when it comes to nuttiness. The flavor it's got a good flavor. It's got a fair to good flavor. I would say that for a good baseline pour, I think I want to give it. This is the first time doing this, really just based on flavor. Now you're seeing my process, and it's miserably hard to look at. I'm gonna say the flavor is, solid 5. Boom. We're doing. I have to remember, not everything has to be above 5 or below. Like, we can give low numbers here. We can't just be like 6, 7, 8. Like, it's a good 5. It's a 5. It's right down the middle. This is why I chose this bourbon, and I should be expecting things to be around this area. Viscosity and complexity. Viscosity is what I would consider to be not really viscous, not super thin, but not super viscous either. It's not really sticking to the walls. It's not really like lingering. The viscosity score is going to be a 4, and the complexity is also going to be a 4. They don't go crazy. These things aren't. The viscosity is a little bit lackluster, and the complexity, it's not changing a lot. It's not doing a bunch of different tricks in my mouth. It's not like a figure skater or a roller skater for that matter. So I'm going to go ahead and say viscosity 4, complexity 4, and last sip will do the finish. Decent. Now the flavor on the finish, see, this is where it gets into the weeds because we already did flavor. The finish is kinda, it's lingering a little bit, which is nice. Still, you can still taste it. Solid finish, but I don't enjoy the flavor of the finish as much. So the finish has got to be based off of how long it lasts, and if you like the way that it's lasting. The length is good. That's what she said. The flavor on that finish, not my favorite. We're gonna give it a 5. This is good. Which brings the whiskey score of 23 out of 50. 23 out of 50 for just the whiskey itself, which makes sense because this is your standard $30 bottle. It's basically right down the middle. It's your kind of an average deal here. Yeah, I don't. People are going to argue with me on this. I know it, but I don't even care. I don't give a crap. Kind of care. Small batch Elijah is meh. Love the toasted and barrel. Well, I feel you on the barrel proof, Dan, but the toasted barrel can jump off a 400-foot cliff directly into an oncoming train and just get smoked. Because Blanton's 99. Let's see here. You like the 1 to 10 overall? Well, some people did. Some people didn't. We'll see. You know what? We'll try this and see if it works. We'll go from there. What batch number? Oh, this is just a small batch. Just a regular old small batch. The 94 proof. Let's see here. I'm sorry. I got too far behind. Are you able to turn down the volume of the music a bit? Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm sorry. I am sorry. Let's see. Where's the music at? For sure. Boop, 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 boop. There. Let me know if that's better. Yeah, hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. That'd be super cool. Thanks, Cheech, for mentioning it. D. Jonesy loves viscosity. Whiskey with an E. Cheers from Australia. Hope everyone's having a good night. New scoring system, a C. That's right, whiskey with an E. New scoring system. We're trying it. We're going to try it out. I don't know. Terrible. My bad. I can't help them. I can't help myself, though. Can't help myself. A 4 from the Russian. That's funny. If your scores are a bell curve, 5 is solidly in the middle. Has to be very good to extraordinary to move up the curve. Yeah, I agree. That's kind of the way I was thinking about this. This is more complicated than scoring an underwater basket weaving competition. Yeah. You know. We'll see. We need one number. They're gonna get the poor score. Joseph. Or we can just scrap it. To be honest, I think you on the high side for a score. Maybe. Probably not. It's pretty much down the middle there. Hey, David Gogan, Colorado Springs. Hollywood, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Always entertaining. Thank you. That's very nice. I try. Make it oily. Make it viscous. I want to taste biscuits at Christmas. Shelf turds, everybody. Grease needs this new scoring system in Matt Madness. He does. Are you going to be doing more blind reviews? The one on Wednesdays, I think I'm going to turn into the blind. Ernie, like the 1 to 10 system, simple, easy to understand. Well, you know what? Who cares about the score? Just drink more. Well, that was the point of the video. If I just sat here and drank, maybe that's. We're not even done with the first one yet. Son of a bee. Maybe this is a terrible idea. Who's to say? I don't know. Value at MSRP. We're into the bottle score now. Let's just give it a shot. Let's just try this, okay? Let's just try it. Where did the thing go? That's what she said again. Let's see. Where did it go? That's not it. There. Oh, there it is. Now we're into the bottle score. Value at MSRP. Availability at MSRP. Then we have collectability. I don't even know. Transparency and shelf appeal to get the bottle score. So, Elijah Craig, small batch. The availability is going to be different for everybody, so I'm going to do the availability based off of how available it is to me. A 10 on the availability would be like Jack Daniel's number 7. It's everywhere you go. You can go, if you go to a gas station that sells liquor, they're going to have it. So that's a 10. The bottle score. So value at MSRP. It's around roughly, well, we don't know exactly the age because that's not that transparent like it used to be, but I would say value at MSRP compared to its comps is pretty good. It's not fantastic. It's about average to a little bit better. $30. $30 doesn't get you a lot these days in terms of whiskey. Let's be fair. You can get, there's a lot out there that's not, but those ones are the ones that would have the lower value. So I'm going to say that for $30, Elijah Craig would get value at MSRP of a 6. Availability at MSRP, Elijah Craig small batch, you can find basically a ton of places. You're not guaranteed to find it at a tiny little gas station or a little hole in the wall, but most places. I'm trying to think of any stores that I could walk into here that won't have it, and I can't think of one. So it will get availability at MSRP, it will get a 9. Collectability, it's not a very collectible bottle. It's just a drinker. It's a daily drinker. Not everyone's going to jump on it. It's a small batch product. There's nothing that's going to like be like, you got to buy this one or that one. It's all the same thing. Trying to think of anything that would make it even collectible at all. I don't know. Maybe if they have changed bottle shapes in the past, so that could be something that they're going to do. Collectability will get a 2. Transparency. This is where we're getting into the weeds a bit. This is how I thought of it. Everything starts at a 10, and then if it's lacking something, it gets deducted. If there's no age statement, deducted 2 points. No mash bill, deducted 2 points. No state of distillation, deducted 5 points. If it's missing all of it, it's going to get a 0. So, on the bottle. It has to be on the bottle, by the way. It's a bottle score. Elijah Craig small batch. Distilled and bottled in Bardstown, Kentucky. So, didn't lose the big one. But, doesn't state the mash bill on the bottle, and there's no age statement anymore. So, that's going to be a 4-point deduction, leaving it at a 6. For transparency, shelf appeal. It's not shelf appeal, by the way. Shelf appeal was going to be this. It's sitting. You want to like put it front and center on your shelf. It's like something people look at. Your guests come over and go, "Ooh, what is that? What is that?" There's nothing extra special about it, but also it's not a bad looking bottle. It's kind of nice looking, but not like, it's not bad looking. The glass, the shape, kind of nice. I'm going to put shelf appeal down the middle. It's a 5. No, it's not going to wow anybody. That gets a bottle score of 28 out of 50 with a pour score, which is actually considerably just great. A pour score. See, this might actually turn out to be good if we give it some time here. If we give it some time. Can I share my screen? Make that go away. Can I just share my screen? Yeah. Share a Chrome tab and Google Sheets. Share it. There it is. Boom. Whiskey score of 23, bottle score of 28 for a pour score of 51. A pour score of 51. That is a straight bourbon under 100 proof for EC small batch. Huh. That was nice. I didn't think it was going to work out that way, but for a baseline, that's a great baseline. Hells yeah. Hells yeah. Remove. 78 comments I've missed. Son of a bee. What's the score on your old system? 7.9. And don't think I ever scored Elijah Craig small batch. But yeah, don't know. Probably high 6s, low 7s, probably, I would say, I think. Why is my thing so small? That's what she said. Again. Stop screen. Oh, there, it's bigger now. I like the new rating system. It's a bit complex, but what isn't these days? Well, I'm rated. I think that breaking down the whiskey actually helps me understand like why I scored a certain score. And then people always want to know like the availability of stuff on a bottle. It actually puts it into two categories mixed together for a bottle, for a total pour score. I kind of dig it so far. Is it, you're not ever going to see the entire process of me doing this. In a video, it's going to be much shorter. Like you're going to, you'll see me tasting it and stuff. But all the thinking is going to be cut out of the video, obviously. Thank you for the super chat. I feel like it translates to a 6.2 or so in original scoring. Can you compare all whiskey scores in the new system to the old system as you go? Yeah, could, for sure. Then this gives me the opportunity to do older stuff too, like in the newer system. You just took your old system and made it a 100-point system, Jeff. That's not true. My old system was strictly me saying the experience of this whiskey. The experience of this whiskey, the taste of it was like how I felt about just the whiskey itself. I gave it a score from 1 to 10. It had nothing to do. It didn't break down the different portions of the whiskey itself, and it didn't talk about the bottle whatsoever or the price. The price was not considered at all. Bruzel, you son of a bitch. This whole scoring system sucks, but only because I was trying to work out something similar, because my scoring system is different in each video. Bruzel is like Grease if... No. Kinda. I think Bruzel and Grease would be a good combo together, for sure. Now I have to cough because I just did Bruzel. Sorry. I love Bruzel. 7-1 nailed it. Not a good rating system if you are going to review much more whiskey. Why is that? We can't say it's not good if I'm going to review more whiskey. That's the point of it, is to compare. Like, for example, we'll do one more here. Dang it. I was going to do a bunch, but obviously it's kind of a slow process. America. Let's compare Blanton's to Elijah Craig small batch. Because that makes sense, right? Let's compare Blanton's to it, just to see how it fares with a pour score. Because that's interesting to see, right? I think it's interesting. Maybe I'm just a nerd. Big fat nerd. But it falls in the same category. Straight bourbon under 100 proof. Now let's do it. Would buy again. Well, I mean, if you look at the value, if it's a good value, and I had scored the whiskey good, and it's available, then you can kind of imagine if I would or wouldn't buy it again. In a video, I'm sure I'll tell you. For sure. Yeah, there's no perfect rating system at all. That's a good one. Ability to pour bottle to glass. The long pour score? It seems like this will take down the ceiling effect of the old system. We'll be able to differentiate the whiskeys better. Maybe. The new system layout helps us follow along. All right, we'll do it right now then. There it is down there. This is for Blanton's now. For Blanton's. When you make new videos with new scoring, have a graphic to follow along while you rate it. It's easy to follow that way. Correct. Am I able to make graphics? Gonna have to figure it out. for sure. Yeah, I'll have a database. I'm gonna try to figure out how to link cork pop scoring. Oh, I'm gonna try to link the Google sheet just to the videos, like the other ones linked. Podcast stuff, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. It takes into account the entire experience, not just the whiskey. And I'd read it in your voice, Bruzel. I can't help it. And the entire experience matters. That's right. That's right. All right. This is Blanton's. Let's do Blanton's. Ooh, Colonel Albert B. Blanton with a good SJ. Good SJ. Albert B. Quick trivia question. What is Albert B. Blanton's middle name? And go. Much sweeter than the Elijah Craig. Doesn't have as much of the spice on the back end. No mustiness. I gotta say, the taste of just that Buffalo Trace flavor profile is why so many people fall in love with it. It is very good. It's a very good flavor. It's good. It's light, but it's sweet. It's cherry. It's vanilla. It isn't anything crazy. It's not going to blow the mind. But for flavor, I would give flavor on the Blantons. I'm going to give it a little notch up on the Elijah Craig. It's not anything much. It's slightly different, but better, a little bit better. A 6. Whereas the Elijah Craig was a 5. Oh, I didn't do nose. Son of 3, 4, 5 bitches. Jeez. I missed the first part of the scoring system was the nose. Come on, Porter. Ooh. Ooh, kind of like the nose better too. Kind of like the nose better. Yeah, the Elijah or just the Buffalo Trace nose and flavor profile, good, so good. A 6 for the nose. Again, doesn't jump out of the glass, but is inviting and pleasing. Viscosity and complexity. Viscosity reminds me a lot of that Elijah Craig. It's not sticking to the walls as much. It's not super thick, super oily. It's been watered down to 93 proof, so it's just not going to be there. It is a 4. The complexity, also a 4. This thing isn't swerving and like doing any evasive maneuvers. It's not setting in the emergency brake in a front wheel drive car with the back tires on lunch trays and just whipping shitties in a parking lot. It's not doing that. It's just pretty basic. 4 for viscosity, 4 for complexity, and finish. The finish on Blanton's is short. It's less than the Elijah Craig was. It's basically gone right now. Well, it's starting to make a comeback a little bit. That's interesting. The flavor, though, is much more impressive on the finish than the Elijah Craig. I will give the finish. It's not as long, but has better flavor. So it's going to get a 5. Giving a whiskey score. Son of. Gotta make this. Come on. All right. Okay. I'll share the screen here. Where share screen, the tab, and scoreboard. Why does it automatically do that? So the Blantons scored 2 points higher in the whiskey score than the Elijah Craig. It was a 25. Nose 6, flavor 6, viscosity 4 is pretty thin, complexity 4, not very complex, finish a 5. For a whiskey score of 25 out of 50. Value at MSRP. MSRP is $60, twice as much as the Elijah Craig. And the whiskey is a little bit better, but not great. The value of the whiskey itself at MSRP is going to be, let me think. You know what? No, it's going to be a 5. Because we have to leave a lot of room. We have to leave a lot of room for ridiculous bottles that are way overpriced. At MSRP of $60 in this market, I would say it's decent value. It's a decent value. How do I make myself on the screen too? Can I do this? Oh, that works. Or I could even do... That didn't work. How about... Nope. Still didn't. Can I make... Nope, that's... Come on! I don't like that. I don't like any of that. I'll just pop it back up when I feel like it. Oh man, I'm way behind again. Definitely less complicated than Curiosity Public. Yeah, they do the Ultimate Spirits competition, right? Is it pronounced data or data? Can you please help us, please? Can you help us, please? I'm not sure what the difference is. Data or data? I don't know. Is it okay to steal some? Is it okay if I steal this, if I just call it something different? Yeah, of course. Duh. I stole it from a guy who makes car reviews, basically. Thrasher says, I like the new system. It breaks things down a little more granular pieces. Keep it up. That's what she said. First thing about rating systems for whiskey is everyone's nose and palate are subjective. We're all unique, but it's good to start at some point. Right. You have to find the person who you align with the most. And like, if you find that you like a lot of the same things I like and dislike a lot of the same things I like, then you know that what I'm saying matters more to you than what somebody whose palate you don't align with says, if that makes sense. For example, like Sean's palate, trash. You know what I mean? Just kidding. I love Sean. The Blanton's SJ? Well, we're all the way back to the Blanton's SJ? Crap. Oh, it was Buford. No, it wasn't Buford. Bacon. Definitely Bacon. Duh. Yeah, Bacon. Albert Bacon. Blanton. Wow, we're way behind. I'm sorry. Will Henderson. Cheers, champ. Cheers, MVP. His middle name is probably Bottle. It could have been it. ADHD reviews are going to be longer with this system. Not a bad thing. I don't know. I think that we'll see. They might be longer to edit. Finish doesn't mean shoot the rest, ADHD whiskey. You and Bruzel, if that's Grease. Or you and Bruzel got to get together and just get south. Get southern together. Hey, Chris Newberry's here. Was at a concert. Let's finish the night with some Blanton's Gold. Yeah, I don't have any of that, but you can go ahead and do it. So we got to do the rest. Put Blanton's under name category. Under name category. Heck. Too much math, and I'm an accountant. I want my bourbon scores to be simple. Well, then just look at. It's actually really simple because then you just look at the one score. You know what I mean? All you have to do is look at the whiskey score and then the bottle score. That's one number. Just ignore everything before the whiskey score. And then you'll see the whiskey score. And you'll just know that it's kind of going to be like a bell, kind of like stuffing whiskey's bell or something. I don't know. Let's see. Fire Sean, you're damn right. Your barber deserves a raise. I've been tipping her good. She's been doing a good job. and her air conditioner is not working. Her air conditioner is on the fritz, she said. I felt bad. Was supremely concerned with the idea of a new scale, but this is incredibly impressive and likely will be the gold standard moving forward. Oh, well, Alex Halverson just earned himself a little pat on the back or slap on the ass, whatever you would like. Turn it up a notch. How about a barrel proof, Wink? Yeah, so I can do that. I just wanted to see how, but we're not done with the plans. We still got to do the bottle score. We'll do it quickly. Available, yeah. See, this is the thing. This is what makes it interesting. So let's get into the. You can't see that. It's too small. That's what she said again. Let's just look at it this way. The value MSRP 5, availability at MSRP. So it's not going to be a 0 because a 0 is stuff like BTAC, King of Kentucky, things like you are literally things you will not find ever at MSRP. I have found Blantons at MSRP, and it's not common, but I have found it. It's been out there. I would say that Blanton's is probably a 2. If you go, you can go into a stores for a year and never find one. But if you get lucky, I know that when I was in Michigan, some Meijer stores had them on the shelf. I found a couple here in Colorado for MSRP or roughly MSRP. So I'm going to say availability at MSRP is a 2. Collectability. Ooh, collectability is pretty high on the Blantons because people want to collect them. They have the horses, and the horses have the letters that spell Blantons, which is a big thing because people want that. And then not only that, but they have dump dates. So a single barrel with a dump date, a Blanton's with a specific date could be highly collectible for somebody. What is more collect? I mean, Blanton's is going to be really high on the collectability scale. I would say Blanton's is probably. It's not. They are single barrels too, so that's even more collectible because it makes it a single barrel with a dump date and a collectible stopper. Whew. The only thing more collectible in my mind would be something that would offer all of that. I mean, there's got to be something more collectible out there, but collectability's got to get a 9, an 8 or a 9, just because that's why people go crazy about it. I'm going to say it's a 9. Transparency starts at a 10. It does not carry an age statement and does not have the mash bill. So it's going to be a 6. Shelf appeal. Ooh, it's going to be high as well. Shelf appeal is people definitely like looking at Blanton's. It's not the most beautiful bottle, but it is pretty good looking. People definitely want to try Blanton's when they see it. I'm going to give shelf appeal a 7. Well, no, shelf appeal will be a 7. And that means that Blanton's has scored a 54. The pour score of 54. And it is straight bourbon under 100 proof. Pour score of 54. Huh. That's a real thing. Interesting. How do I get Matt's face back? Get off of there, screen. All right. I'm back. Stop screen. There we go. 8, 10, 10 for 10. Oh, what are we talking about? I'd give you a 10 now. Thanks, podcast. 9. Or are we talking that what you guys were talking about? See, when I was looking at the screen, I couldn't look at this. Are you talking about the collectability? Yeah. Collectability has got it. Man, there could be something out there that is more collectible. So you have to give it that little bit of room. Lone Wanderer. People are going to be hitting you up. Just like Doug DeMuro is far and away the gold standard for car reviews. I love Doug. And this is basically his system, just a little bit different. I mean, obviously it has to be different because it is, whiskey, not an automobile. I don't own a Willet Pot Still Bruzel. Don't own one. I don't. And I don't ever want to, really. Oh, I think I missed some super chats, by the way, didn't I? Crap. Seems low for a poor score? No, because it's like you said, there's gonna be some things that aren't great and some things that are great. The whiskey itself isn't a great whiskey. It's not a great whiskey. So like that score is going to be more. I think that these scores are going to make a lot more sense once we get into something. You know what? Let's try something. Oh, here. I think I have a good one. Let's try Calumet 16 just to see what happens with this. And crap, I did miss super chats. I could have swore I saw. Dang it. Scrolling up so hard, so fast. Scrolling. Nope, cheers, champ. I thought I saw something from Shayla. Did I not? There it is. Jeez. This is awesome. Love the thought that was put into this. So Gorilla Joe actually sent me a message yesterday morning and was like, hey, use Doug's scoring system. And I was like, I thought about that before, but I just haven't been able to put a lot of thought into it. And all it took was one person to like give me a little bit of a push towards it. And I'm like, I'll do it. I'll freaking do it. We'll try. Plans is mediocre. Is all hyped whiskey's mediocre. Yeah. It's slightly better than average, I would say. Matt's SJ score is a 69 out of 100. Pretty close, I would imagine. Calumet 16 going to be a unicorn soon. Well, it is available. I can find it here in Colorado pretty well. Okay, now that I'm caught up in chat here, let me know, is Calumet 16 available near you? Because for my availability at MSRP, I'm using just what I know in my area. So that score is going to vary for different people. You can adjust that score for yourself. But America, I would say that it's pretty available right now. So if I were to shoot this video next year, if I were to review it next year, it'd be different because it's just not available anymore. So keeping in mind that availability score is going to vary quite a bit depending on when the video is shot. And that was kind of a big pour there. A little bit of a big pour. friggin' DC, you need to review the Dick Burns to truly test the new rating system. Just saying. Hashtag tip your host. Thanks, DC, for the $20 super chat. Maybe that's how we'll end the night. I don't know. That's stuff. It's Dickel Tabasco. Jamie Faye touched like 12 of them tonight. That's funny. 16 mostly gone because of YouTube. ADHD Fishing's biggest fan is in the house. Cheech wants to know how you catch up and chat so fast. Oh, I think I skipped a bunch. So there's that. Oh, C922? ISO. By the way, in search of C922, in search of Knob Creek 18, in case anyone out there knows where to get them. All right. Calumet 16, a little bit of an SJ. Ooh, swirling so good in this whiskey glass. This is one of the nicer whiskey glasses. It is heavier. Not as whoever was working on that day made a nice one. Not seeing Calumet 16, but the price of 14 and 15 are up to 150. Yeah, I've seen those for around that price as well. All right. Man, the nose on this is so good. It's oaky, so you have to like oak to like the nose. It's sweet, it's oaky, it's cherry. It's a bourbon you could just nose all night. it doesn't have a lot of dark oak. It's more of a sweet oak. Like once you get into like the glorious, delicious, extra aged bourbons, like the cream of the crop. You know what this smells like actually? And this is true. This smells like an extra aged bourbon that had water added to it. Like that, the nose has got that watery, oaky bourbon nose. So yeah, that makes sense. If there's no water in this, then it starts to smell like one of those really good Lucky 7 single barrels, like the 14-year single barrels that are just darker oak. Adam, I love you using the system. Keep in mind Doug's highest score ever was 78 and 73 the highest on any truck. Yeah, so I mean, once you start to see a bunch of scores together, you'll know which ones are. I mean, because it's just like things cancel each other out, right? Like for it to get close to 100, it'd have to be like a perfect whiskey that was available everywhere for an amazing price in some sort of amazing bottle. You know what I mean? So it's like, what do you value more, kind of thing. Yeah, that's good. That's good. The nose was a solid nose, but wow. See, I think this is gonna get a good score. I would imagine. We'll see how it plays out, but I would imagine it's gonna get a good score here. Lucas, I second the Dick Burns needs updated review with the new format. Literally favorite whiskey review ever. You know what? We'll finish the night with a Dickel Tabasco review. We'll do it. We'll do it while we talk about a couple other things that need to be talked about. Lucas, okay. Let's see here. Hey, Dunny's in the chat. 14, 120, 15, 130, 16, 150 in Michigan. Yeah, that makes sense. Just bumping it up a little bit every year as it ages. The new Larceny Barrel Proof, I haven't had the new one yet. Wow. Turd Ferguson is here. Mark Warner. I most value being able to actually get it. The best bourbon in the world does me no good if I can't get it and we'll never see it. Totally agree. And then people get upset when you review them if you get a sample of it. But I don't know. Can't please everybody. Like I said, just can't do it. Let's see here. We're going to the whiskey score. It's a great nose. It is a great nose. I would say that the nose has got to be, man. The nose is an 8. I really love the nose. The flavor is right up my alley, the sweet oak. The flavor is an 8. The viscosity and complexity. So at 106 proof, they did add significant amount of water to it, I would imagine, to get it here, and that shows in the viscosity. The viscosity isn't a superiorly viscous bourbon, but it's not ultra thin. It's more viscous than the other two whiskeys we tasted tonight. Viscosity is a 6. And the complexity, also not something that is swerving and twisting and turning. It's not doing the twist, or I don't know. It's not doing like, oh crap, I can't even think of other dances. Complexity isn't off the charts. It's just kind of like a sweetness in the front, oaky and spice in the back. Complexity is also a 6. It's more complex than the Blantons and the Elijah Craig, but not a crazy amount. The finish, I think Grease or whoever is running the podcast tonight said that's when you finish it. The finish isn't crazy long either. The finish, it's still going a little bit. And as it goes, it's getting a little bit barrel bitter. It's not something that is blowing my mind. But the overall experience of it together really works. The finish itself, I would say is a 6. So 8 on nose, 8 on flavor, 6 on viscosity, 6 on complexity, 6 on finish. Brings the whiskey score to a 34 out of 50. A 34 out of 50. Yeah. I do like that oaky profile so much. Dang it. I'm going to end up closing this stream on accident. Jeez Louise. My chat's not helping me out at all here. It keeps jumping all the way down. Oh, for sure. Yeah. Top 10 for bourbon of the year for sure. Absolutely. I haven't got my hands on a lot of bourbons better than this year at all. Like at all. But then again, I don't get a lot of the crazy bottles, or any of the crazy bottles. So my top 10 list is more, I don't know, obtainable than some people. Some people get stuff, some people don't. It's just, I'm not going to put something on my list that I can't get. If that makes sense. Tommy D, I think anything is better than your old system. Roll Top Whiskey Taster for the win, unless your old system only went up to 5, in my opinion. Tommy D likes to bitch about everything. I love you, Tommy, but man, you bitch about everything. But I still love you. Plus 1 to 2. What about the Tin Cup 10? Once you redo the Tin Cup 10, I'll have my measuring stick for the pour score. Well, so the Tin Cup 10, yeah, I'll have to redo it. I don't know how it'll fare on here. What the heck are we talking about? Holy Mother Mary and Joseph, who's Grease given the finish to? Oh boy, why did I read? I really do need to start reading things in my head first. Smoke Wagon Small Batch. I do think it. Oh man, I think Small Batch got a good score. It was in the 7s. I know it was in the 7s. I liked it a lot for being 100 proof. I did not like the uncut, unfiltered, the younger as much as the Small Batch. Missed a super chat, buddy. Crap. Was it Whiskey Encore? Yeah, it was. That's hilarious because it was Cheech. Thank you, Cheech. Loving the new scoring system. I'll probably steal it. You're the best, Matt. No, you're the best. Guys, if you're not watching Cheech Whiskey Encore, then you're missing out. Make sure to go over to Whiskey Encore, hit subscribe if you're not already. And him and his wife are two very, 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 very beautiful people. And beautiful in every way you can imagine. I love those two. I fell in love with Cheech and Jen. And I can't wait to do it all over again. It rhymed and was true. Toshi Bake up in this mother. Evening ADHD Whiskey and all. Tried to super chat, but I'm in Tulum. And YouTube is saying I can't pay dollars from Mexico. Yet they won't let me pay in local currency. What the heck? I don't know. But cheers, Toshi. Friggin' love you. I enjoy the Tin Cup 10 year a lot too. Yeah, Tommy D is a national treasure for sure. But listen, if you go into the Tin Cup 10 year expecting it to blow your mind and you're used to like higher proof whiskeys, it's not going to do it. What my point was, for an 84 proof bourbon, it was incredible. You don't taste 84 proof bourbon that tastes like that. You just don't. 2 super chats I missed, says Mom. Dang it. How long ago was that? 9:15. 2 minutes ago. Crap. Brett Buffum. So excited to actually be here live. Thank you, Brett. Enjoying my first Wild Turkey Kentucky Spirit, counting down the days to your UFC. I got, I think 10 samples today. 10 UFC samples, Brett. So we're getting there. We're going to get there. And then hopefully next week, we'll be able to do one next Friday. The Ultimate Flighting Championship. Tristan, hey, Matt. I did it. I read it in my head before I read it out loud. And suck on that. And no, I don't know loose asshole. What is that noise? There might be a rodent in my garage. Or a bear-sized duck. I can hear it rummaging around. Turd Ferguson, new member. Thank you, Turd. The benchmark series. I haven't had many of those actually at all. All right, Bob. The winning featherweight sample. All right, let's do the bottle score. So bottle score, we have value at MSRP for Calumet 16. It is a 16-year-old bourbon. What in the world is in my garage? Hey! Nothing? I hope it's little. It sounds like maybe. Why'd you have to scare me with the bear-sized duck thing? Now I'm worried about stuff. Anyway, value at MSRP. MSRP $140-ish dollars. Where can you get that same experience for trying to think of comparable bourbons? There's a Knob Creek 15 at 100 proof. There is, and that's going to run you roughly $100. There is 14-year hold up from Lucky 7, $100, 14 years. Value at MSRP. I don't think that there's a ton of stuff out there that's this good that you can get for $140. I'm going to go ahead and say the value is. I mean, I bought one. I'm going to buy another one if that says anything. I think the value it's a good value. It's a 7 for value in my book. Availability at MSRP. It's still available in my area. Not every store is going to have it, obviously. You're not going to find it everywhere, but it is available in certain spots. I'm going to give availability a 5. Collectability, well, they've done a 14, 15, and 16 year. They have a 12 and an 8. I bought the 8, by the way, and I already shot a review for it. And don't buy that bottle, whatever you do. Just to let you know. Don't do it. Collectability. If you want each one in the collection, I would say that it is somewhat collectible, not extra super collectible, but since they are making a year older every year, I will give collectability a 6. Transparency. Let's see. Starts at a 10. If it doesn't have an age statement, it loses 2. It's age statement on there. If it doesn't have a mash bill, it loses 2. Is the mash bill on here? I know that it was before. Oh, they didn't put it on this one. I don't think that they did. I know that the Sam Houstons have the mash bill. They didn't put it on the Calumet series, huh? But of course, it has state of distillation, right? bottled by Three Springs Bottling Company, Bowling Green, Kentucky, for Western Spirits. Oh no! Oh wait, no, yeah, it's Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, obviously, Kentucky. Duh. But I thought for sure they put the mash bill on this bottle, but they did not. So, it's only going to lose 2 points for not doing that. So it's an 8 for transparency. Shelf appeal. On the shelf, is it a glorious looking bottle? It looks nice. It's not anything crazy. It's not anything that people are going to be extra drawn to, but it's definitely not ugly. I think it looks a little bit better than the Elijah Craig bottle. Shelf appeal, I will give it a 6. You know what? No. 5? I gave Blanton's a 7. So the shelf appeal on Calumet must be lower than that. It's a 5. It's the same as Elijah Craig. It's nothing people are going to stare at and absolutely fall in love with. So that means the whiskey score was a 34. The bottle score was a 31, meaning that Calumet 16 has a pour score of 65. A 65 for the Calumet 16 pour score. The whiskey, significantly better. Much better than the Blantons and the Elijah Craig. It has good value. It is reasonably available right now. It's not super collectible, but kinda. It's very transparent, has moderate shelf appeal, and earns a 65 for the pour score. So it does look like the system works a little bit. It kind of works a little bit, I think. Right? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Let's see what you guys have to say. I think Calumet's label is pretty sharp. It is pretty sharp. Black and gold 16-year in the badass horse photo. Yeah. Geez, let's see here. Oh, Cam is in the chat. No, not crickets. It's something. Something in here. It stopped though. It literally just stopped. Ah, it's over there now? How did you get over there? It's all in my head. It's just my imagination. It's definitely I don't think crickets rustle. And this is rustling. It's a rustler. Let's see. $12-year-old barrel strength Elijah Craig barrel proof for $80. Yeah, so that's gonna get that would get a very high value for sure. Stellum Equinox. Don't have one yet. I'll get one though. Oh, kids and mama are home. Mash bill is on website. Doesn't matter, Cameron, because we're talking about the bottle here. We're talking about the bottle. Oh boy, 6-year-old's pissed off. She's outside and she's pissed. Yeah, if it's on the website, great. But if you pick up a bottle off the shelf and it doesn't say it, then it can't make the bottle score. Is there a bottle off the top of your head that you would score a 10 for shelf appeal? Old Fitz decanter, I think, would get a 10 for shelf appeal. It's right. It's a gorgeous bottle. So 10 probably for that. Pappy Van Winkle obviously is going to get a 10 for shelf appeal because people will be like, is that that? Things that people will just go crazy about when they see it, right? I would think so. I'd have to think further if there's more. Need to rescore rare breed. I do. We'll rescore it with the new system. What was your highest score that wasn't a dusty turkey on the old system? The Heaven Hill 17, I believe. Bottle shape, a big factor? Yeah, I mean, it just depends, right? Like, birthday bourbon, probably going to get some shelf appeal. But the birthday bourbon would be something that whiskey enthusiasts would see on the shelf and be like, oh, what's that? Oh, you got a birthday bourbon. Also something that a bourbon enthusiast would want to show off and put front and center on their shelf. The bottle itself isn't extremely good looking, but there is shelf appeal to it because of it's unique and people know what it is when they see it, I guess. Probably a snake. Fun. Dude, why did you know? Did someone say Russell? Yeah, I did. That's funny. Nope, don't do that. Don't do that. That's rude. Everything will be average in the new system. Good whiskey will average out. Try something rare now. Do I have... What would I have that's... Well, I mean, rare stuff is going to be... The rare... It's all going to kind of... I don't know. It's kind of equal out a little bit. Bottle scores. Shelf appeal scores? Yeah. Well, the bottle scores... Angel's Envy for shelf appeal? Pretty high, I think. It's a beautiful bottle. Lux Row. He had double barrel 12 year. That's a nice looking bottle, too. Pappy's the same bottle shape and design as a Calumet, but just because it's Pappy? Yeah. Fuck yeah. Pardon my language. But absolutely. I mean, for sure. Like, it's the label. The label on that bottle makes it very appealing. You know what I mean? Just the bottle shape. Yeah, it's like this is the same shape and everything. Probably the same exact bottle, but yeah, the label that's stuck to that bottle is very appealing to a lot of people. Very appealing. Set 15 is a gorgeous bottle. Yeah, they look really good. The best looking new bottle, Lucky 7. Lucky 7s are great bottles. Yeah, but that's not on the bottle. For sure. It's not on the bottle, so it can't get the bottle score. If that makes sense. Makes sense in my head. If you were to pick up, okay, let's say you didn't know anything about it. That's my point. If you didn't know anything about Calumet Farm and you were in a store and you're like, oh, I want to buy this, how transparent is it on the bottle? That's all. Reeve and Reagan, hey Matt, sorry to the party, but better late than never. Like the new pour score. Some things. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, most things are average. I don't know. We'll see how it works. We'll see if I like it or not. If no one's gonna love everything. That's all. Tommy D, we agree on something. Oh, snakes? Yeah, F snakes. Yeah, it's an old dude with a stogie, a little bit of a cigar or something. I don't even know. I think he is smoking a cigar on one of them. I've never been around a Pappy label long enough to actually remember the details of what it looks like. Yeah, Blanton's does have a great bottle, for sure. What did I score Blanton's for the shelf appeal? A 7? Should that be higher? I'm going to bump the Blanton's shelf appeal to an 8, because it is, yeah, I bumped it to an 8, from a 7 to an 8. Because it is something that sticks out. It's very, yeah. Blanton's are Derringer. That Derringer is kind of a weird thing, huh? Wonder how Rare Hair and Heaven Hill 17 does in the system. Well, I mean, the whiskey score would be really, really, really high for Heaven Hill 17. The bottle score is going to be, I don't know. Who knows? It's weird because we wouldn't know it until we actually broke it down. Pappy label. being appealing makes it overhyped and stupid overpriced. Is there a deduction for that? I know what you mean, but I know. I don't own one and I've never owned one. I don't think I'll ever own one. But if I did have one, I mean, if you own, you're just not going to throw them in the bag. You're going to look at it and be like, hey, that's something that I got. You know what I mean? I don't know. Most things should be close to the mean. Scores that occur in the upper and lower tails of the distribution should only occur around 5% of the time. So that's the bell curve, right? What has more shelf appeal than Blanton's? Definitely Old Fitz, I would say. There are others, but Blanton's is, I mean, you have to look at label plus bottle. You know what I mean? How many houses have you walked into and saw Blanton's in their home? A lot. A lot of people, a lot of friends, lots of Blanton's. There's going to be other bottles and other labels that you walk in and you see it on a shelf and it kind of stops you in your tracks and you're like, whoa, oh, you have an OFC? You have a double Eagle very rare sitting there with like, ah! You know what I mean? Those bitches have more shelf appeal than a Blanton's. An OFC box, like, yeah, you know, because those are the 10s, right? But what if the Blanton's is in the box? Oh, shelf appeal way down if it's in the box. All right. Hear me out, an experience score and a pour score. Well, the experience score was kind of what I thought for the whiskey score. I don't know. Jeez Louise. Angels Envy Cask is really beautiful. Rocco Farms Booker Shelf score. Booker Shelf. I was thinking about doing a Booker's. A Booker's Shelf score is pretty high. Probably like one step lower than a Blanton's, right? With the box and all that. People are drawn to that one. All right, we're gonna hold on a second. I will be right back because they gotta get something. I have to get something. BRB. LOL. KK. Whoa. Whoa. That is my wifey. Oh. Hear that? That is what you call a 4-cylinder. Oh my God. Be right back. I'm back. Sorry about that. All right. I didn't have this bottle handy for some reason. I don't know why. Holy friggin'. I think I'm getting like some sort of dandruff attack lately. Or maybe it's just because of the black shirts. Sorry about the waiting of things. I just want to like stand up and put my crotch right in the camera. Just in case. You never know. You never know. Didn't want to like make everybody feel, ashamed of themselves with the extreme close up. Beard oil. I got to get beard oil apparently. Anyway, I didn't have this bottle handy, but DC, we're going to do the old pour score on the Dick Burns edition Dickel Tabasco, because I guess that's what we have to do. America. Not even fucking, it's, whatever. I guess it'll earn it. And then, you know what? Just because I love DC so much, I'm not going to score this one tonight, but just to make DC happy, this was a sample from Dara, the average drinker, and Bill, her soon-to-be hubby. This is Ardbeg Dark Cove. And Dickel Tabasco. Alrighty, let's get down to the scoring Dickel Tabasco. And by the way, if you didn't know, tonight's live stream brought to you by the best cigars on the planet, Alec Bradley cigars on the planet. Please do yourself a favor, and if you smoke cigars, pick up some Alec Bradleys. And when the person at the cigar shop says, "Oh, I didn't know you smoked the best cigars on earth," be like, "There's a lot about me that you don't know." Then start listing things that are borderline embarrassing. Then ask for a free cutter, and they'll probably say no. Then you start sharing other things. Eventually, you'll get that free cutter. And then they won't know what to think of you. That's the way most of my interactions on this planet go. Don't do it, man. Not worth it. Oh, no. Listen, DC does so much for me, so we're going to do it. This is gotta be the Dickel Tabasco. And then we'll taste some Dark Cove afterwards. Wow, Mom, thanks for doxing me. Jeez Louise. Let's give all the information out. I love you, Mom. But goodness gracious. So will collectability scores for the bottle include boxes like Booker's or like Blood Oath? I would say the things that make bourbons collectible would be like single barrels. If there's something that comes in a series, like a Blood Oath would be collectible. Something single barrel, something that has special dates on it, something that's collectible because like Blade and Bow, Blantons, stuff like that. I can smell this from here, and it's literally by my knee. This is great. I can't wait to get into it. All right, here we go. Doing the Dickel. Heaven help you. I'm gonna pretend like I like this stuff. All right, let's bring up the scoreboard, hide current comment, and here we are. Thanks, Mom Porter. I'm one step closer to getting Matt's password, right? Hey, Mom, don't tell everybody your maiden name or the make of and model of my first car. Drink Dark Cove first. All right. Ooh. Spoiler alert, starting to kind of like scotch a little bit. It smells good. That is, ooh. That is a funky apple pie. Like your apple pie went bad. Or apple pie by the fire, you could say. That Dark Cove smells nice. Let's taste it. Ooh. Yeah. I think I'm fixed. I think, no, I shouldn't, I gotta get used to that. Scotch is so different to me. Like, I have a hard time talking about what I'm tasting because I haven't tasted enough of it to really distinguish differences. That finish is going to be there in the morning, I feel like. That's something else, huh? I like it, but the finish could stop at any point. Just saying. Oh, it's a lingerer. That is a lingerer. Oh, the Veerling, yes. Veer beers. What was the name of my first bet? Brian? What was my best friend's middle name in elementary school? Was my first bet. That's so funny. What are you telling Rex? Scotty Mac. Largest shelf appeal to whiskey quality gap. IW Harper 15. Yeah, that's kind of a nice looking bottle. But not good bourbon, I don't think. Can't remember. All right, I tasted the Dark Cove. I can still taste it. So let's see. Here's the Dickel. Let's do the Dickel. It is nose. That Dark Cove literally ruined everything. I mean, not like ruined as far as like, oh, it's still there. Oh, okay. Oh, if it. Oh, okay. There we go. Blend them together. Yeah, we'll do that at the end. We'll blend them together at the end. How do I make the thing? I'm going to do this again. I'm going to share the screen. Share screen. There it is. Sharing. Sharing is caring. That's what I've heard. Going to... There's that. All right. So the nose... Probably no surprise to anyone. Let's see. Dickel Tabasco. And I don't even have a category for it yet. So I guess we'll just call it... I guess we'll call it finished bourbon, even though it's not true. A nose is going to earn a well-deserved grade of 0. All right. So we got the first category out of the way. The nose is repulsive. Repulsive nose. Oh. Yeah, that reminds me of the janitor stuff when you vomited in elementary. Let's go for a sip. No, it's fucking... Flavor. I'm at a 0 in there. Okay. Viscosity, unfortunately, is not bad. Oh, it's way more viscous than I would want it to be. Viscosity is going to earn itself a 6. Complexity, unfortunately, it does change a couple times. It does a few twists and turns. And they're not good twists and turns, but it does some stuff. It's like I don't know. Oh gosh. I can still taste it. The complexity is not bad. It goes from repulsive to like repulsive with a twist. It's terrible. But I gotta be fair, and the complexity gets... I'm honestly scoring this fairly. It's a 5. The finish. Wow. It's way too long and terrible. So the finish is something you don't want to linger around, but it does last a while. The finish is a 3. Giving it a whiskey score of 14. It's bad. That's bad. Value at MSRP is going to be a 0, obviously, because like I said, they could pay me to drink it and I would never do it. Availability at MSRP, I have seen it around. I still see it around, and that's a terrible thing. I don't see it everywhere though. See it once in a while. I'd say the availability is probably pretty similar to Calumet 16 at this point. I will give it a 5. Collectability. Nobody should ever want to have this ever. If you own it, it says a sick joke. And for the reason of wanting it for a sick joke, I could see that. So therefore, the only reason to have it is literally to make people sick, which could be fun. So it's going to get a 1. Transparency. It's actually kind of interesting. Starting with a scale of 10, does it say where it is distilled? Distilled in Tennessee, so it didn't lose the bad points. There is no mash bill. And there is no age statement. So, but you know what? But actually, okay, I was going to say that they call it a barrel finish, but then at the bottom it says Tennessee whiskey blended with aged Tabasco pepper mash. So it does say that it's blended with it. Oh boy. So unfortunately, we have to give it a 6 for transparency. Shelf appeal. That's sitting on a shelf. It will probably draw a few eyes, but I literally had it in a box on my floor because I never want to taste it ever again. Shelf appeal is going to get a 2. Meaning the bottle score is a 14. Meaning that we have a pour score of 28, whiskey score of 14, bottle score of 14, for a pour score of 28. That's generous as shit, huh? I mean, it is pretty viscous because they actually blended Tabasco sauce with it, so you can't really get around that. And the complexity, it's not a good complex, but it's definitely does some stuff that nobody likes. So there's that. That's bad. And wow. Doesn't draw any of the eyes. Is that a single barrel? No. Is there a plastic bottle score? Put this on the shelf, though, and everyone, bourbon person or not, is going to ask about it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking when they did this. Whoever made this, whoever decided 14, well, 14 seems high, but there won't be any 14s. There's not going to be very many 14s. I think that a 14 is going to be a pretty low outlier. I can think of something that might score lower, actually, off the top of my head, that I tasted recently. Whoever thought this was a good idea must have been an avid lover of Tabasco sauce. Everything will be average, even this. It wasn't average, it was way below. Jeff Huck hates this new scoring system. Hates it. All right. I'm not going to taste that again by itself. And what I will do, it's a cool paperweight. All right. There's just a tiny bit of the Ardbeg left. I hate to do this because I know that people do love the Ardbeg, but guess what? It's just whiskey. I still have this much of it to review, so basically a full sample bottle. I only poured a tiny bit. But we'll go ahead and add some of the Dickel Tabasco to it just to see what happens when you mix a peated scotch with, with Dickel Tabasco. Gonna give it a little SJ. Wow. That Ardbeg literally takes over and is like, you ain't got shit on me. That's something. Wow. Whoa. Wow. That's like, whoa. That's like if you're riding a roller coaster and the kid in front of you threw up and it hits you in the face. It's twisting and turning and up and down, but not in the best way. Oh, it's still. All right, that's enough of that. We're going to be done with that. Thanks for the idea, DC. Love you lots. Wow, that's gross. Run that in your beer, no more flakes. Yucky. Well, that was fun. That was fun. Dieter did the tour at Bowman Distillery. They had some barrels from their experimental. Some good, some bad there. As a reminder, the bad barrel whiskey aged in a hot sauce. Oh my God. No, don't do that. Yuck. Add some stats to your spreadsheet. What do you mean? What does that mean? Yeah, whoever, I don't know who signed off on it, but I was rude in the past and said they should be fired. They shouldn't be fired. They should just be put on leave for a while. That's some straight up man stuff right there. It's not. No, it's bad. It's terribly bad. Thank you, Anthony. All right, we're calling it a night. It's been a couple hours. This new scoring system, I don't know. I kind of like it. Maybe for a while. I'll do both. Just to see if it sticks. Because I don't know if it's going to stick. I don't know. Sometimes I think I'm going to do something and then I want to and then I just don't do it. The other way is way, way easier. For me, at least. Can you call yourself a W? What does that mean? Can you really call yourself a W? Bob Belk, what the heck does that mean, Bob? I don't know. Tonight was fun. It was interesting to see how the new scoring thing is going to work. Bruzel, no, you should quit using it. I might. It's pretty low. Like, when I shoot my first video and have to edit it, that will be what determines whether or not it's a keeper. Now it's hitting my W for the kids. What the heck are we talking about? I think it's going to be a good system. You just need more data points. Are you messing with me? I never can tell if someone's messing with me or not on the internet. It's hard to say. Next week, hopefully, we'll have enough samples so that I can start the Ultimate Fighting Championship, which is basically an Ultimate Fighting Championship styled blind flight tournament. Not even a tournament, just weight classes dependent on proofs. If you haven't seen those, last year I did one. Patrons sign up for weight classes and then send samples, and then they face off against each other to determine a champion of that weight class. If they thought they had the best sample in that proof range, they sent it to compete against others. Does it get fun when people send me two of the same exact samples and one of them gets first place and one of them gets last? Yeah, it gets kind of fun. And also a little bit embarrassing. But that only happened, I think, once. Many, many of good times. And this year, the weight classes expanded to up to 8 samples. So those will be fun Fridays. Hopefully next week we'll have enough samples to do one weight class. We will see. Brent Buffum, just stick with your old system, way simpler and just accounts for quality and experience. I will take that into consideration. I will take it into consideration. Thanks for the old Granddad 114 recommendation. Just found the channel and bourbon. Lots of fun. Thank you, Ryan Moore. Thanks for watching. And thank you, everybody else, for watching. Thank you for just having a Friday night with me. I love you guys so much. It's midnight on the East Coast. I appreciate each and every single one of you so much. Yeah, more videos coming this week. And that was my phone just disrupting my thoughts. My name is Matt. This is ADHD Whiskey. Oh, by the way, I was meant to talk about this. Remind me, Anderson Silva versus Jake Paul. I don't even know what to say about it. We'll talk more about it next Friday. I can't wrap my mind around it. And I'm unhappy about it, but also happy about it. So many thoughts, so many feelings. But see you next Friday. Same time, same place. Love you so much. Have a great night. And bye.